Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Let people decide if you are God. This was the statement made by Mohan Bhagwat. Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS Sarasanga Chalak, mane RSS chief. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into the show. So my attempt through this editorial is to present in front of you the situation between the Rashtra Swayam Sevak Sangh and Bharatiya Janata Party. Also, the situation between Dr. Mohan Bhagwat and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The presentation is my point of view, so let me also add that rider. You see, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat was addressing a gathering to talk about Kane, Bhaiyaji Kane. Bhaiyaji Kane was a social activist. He was a RSS member. He did a lot of work in the field of education in Manipur. So he was basically talking about that in Maharashtra, not in Manipur, in Maharashtra, Pune. And in this meeting, while he was addressing the audience, he said, "It's the people who decide if someone is excelling in his work and should be considered God instead of a person calling himself so." He said, let the people decide if you are God or not, Baba. How are you calling yourself a God? He was speaking in Bhaiyaji Kane's gathering, but we all know who he was hinting at. We all know about the non-biological and all of that. So we all know who is he hinting at. So this was directly addressed to the Prime Minister. You see, a lot of media will not be telling you this, but let me also tell you one more thing that he addressed. One more thing that he said in this gathering. He said the situation prevailing in Manipur is a difficult one. There is no guarantee of safety. The locals are doubtful of their security. For those who have gone there for business and social work, the situation is even more challenging. You see, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat said more than what your media is telling you today about Manipur. He said more than what your media is telling you about Manipur today. He said, Baba, situation is not very good and all in Manipur. People are not secure. There is no safety for people. That's what he told you yesterday. This is not what we hear from the government. Do we? Do we hear this concern from our Prime Minister? Do we hear this concern from our senior ministers? Do we hear this concern? Dr. Mohan Bhagwat said this yesterday. What was he trying to say? He was trying to say that the BJP government in Manipur is not functioning. It's not been able to control the situation even after 2 years of this happening. They are not able to control this. This is what he said. This is what I understood from what he said. In fact, he went on to say that Sangh volunteers are firmly stationed in spite of the challenges. Challenges is happening today also, is what he concluded. That is what the conclusion is. At least that is what I draw, like I said. He said, but Sangh activists are there. Why are Sangh activists there? Sangh activists are there possibly because the government cannot support the people. Therefore, Sangh volunteers are supporting the people. Can I conclude it? So I think while the God statement is very interesting, this statement is also purely directed towards the Bharatiya Janata Party and the incompetences of the Manipur Bharatiya Janata Party, Manipur government to tackle Manipur situation. This statement is also directly hinting at that. I wanted to get this to your notice too. So, broadly, this is what he said. Acha, it is not the first time he is talking about this God statement. He has done this before also. So, this God thing has actually hit him very badly and he's been refuting that, or he's been kind of hinting that at the Prime Minister for quite some time. Okay, chalo, let's go ahead. Now the question I want to ask tonight is there a problem between Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS? You know, the answer is no. There is no problem between Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS. And I would like to go one step ahead and say that there cannot be a problem between Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS because Bharatiya Janata Party is the political wing of the Sangh or RSS. Whether one likes it or not, whether someone accepts it or not, or any leader says that or not, this is the fact. So how can you get rid of your own division? How can HW English get rid of HW Hindi? You can't. We are the same division. We are the same company. We are the same everything. So how can you get rid? Yeah, the head of one company can have a problem with the head of the other. That is a different issue. But how can you get rid of the company? So the Bharatiya Janata Party RSS relationship is not two bodies. They are one body. And the relationship will be intact. The heads may have a problem. This is the first thing. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that that doesn't mean, therefore, that just because Dr. Mohan Bhagwat says something against Mr. Narendra Modi, there will be a conflict tomorrow. RSS will not vote for, or RSS will detest people from voting for Bharatiya Janata Party, or will pull Bharatiya Janata Party down and all. All that will not happen. People will work. RSS people will work for Bharatiya Janata Party. They will try and do their best to ensure Bharatiya Janata Party wins. All this is going to happen. But does that mean that everything is fine? No, the answer is not that either. You see, the conflict is between two leaders, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat and Mr. Narendra Modi. That's where the conflict is. And let me start from the beginning. Dr. Mohan Bhagwat, to the best of my understanding, was never too excited about Mr. Narendra Modi. Dr. Mohan Bhagwat was not very excited about Mr. Narendra Modi becoming the Prime Minister even in 2014. He was not very excited. The leher was there, the wave was there, the wave was bigger than Dr. Mohan Bhagwat at that point in time, so he accepted it. And Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister. So it was basically a compromise and not something that he was ecstatic about. So the relationship was never good. But that being said, initially, like I have told you in my previous editorials, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2014 and all did his best to ensure that he keeps Mohan Bhagwat happy. Because the Modi wave had not got into Modi's head then. But in 2019, things changed. 2019, Modi realized that, boss, I am it. I am it. Because of me, people vote. Modi ki guarantee happened in 2019. It was manifested in 2024, but in his mind, 2019 victory, Modi's guarantee happened. Modi said, votes are happening because of me. And that's where the conflict widened. And that was the point where he started telling RSS and Dr. Mohan Bhagwat, listen, itna hai, utna milega. Isse aage nahi. Now, mind you, if you look at both these characters, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat is a very dominant character. He's not a passive character. He's a very dominant character, and so is Mr. Narendra Modi. Mr. Narendra Modi is also a very dominant character. So it is a conflict of two dominant characters. And this conflict is what is showing. 2019 to 2024, there is nothing much that Dr. Mohan Bhagwat could do. So he kept quiet. He made his few statements, but there is that much he could do. Kya kar sakte hai? 303 seats is what Mr. Narendra Modi had in his pocket of Bharatiya Janata Party alone. What could Dr. Mohan Bhagwat do? But 2024, when that 303 became 240, that is when Mr. Mohan Bhagwat said, ho gaya, ab meri bari. What you are seeing is, ab meri bari. This is what you are seeing. Now coming back to my question. So, will Bharatiya Janata Party, that is, will RSS work for Bharatiya Janata Party? Answer is yes. But will the Dr. Mohan Bhagwat camp, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat followers, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat fans who are there both in RSS and in BJP work for Narendra Modi? Chances are no. And everybody who is against Narendra Modi, against Narendra Modi's dominance, against Narendra Modi's leadership will now join that Dr. Mohan Bhagwat camp. Everybody will be somewhere happy that Dr. Mohan Bhagwat said that let people decide if you are God. Everybody who is in that camp, who is against Modi, will be happy today. Likewise, Mr. Narendra Modi also has a camp. And that camp includes RSS members too. Some RSS members are in that camp with Mr. Narendra Modi. So it is not like, like I said, it is not a clean divide. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. BJP लोग यहाँ हैं, RSS लोग वहाँ भी है. This is where it stands. Now, another very important factor. 240 made a difference. I told you that day, I am telling you now, 240 seats made a difference. There is a definite change in Mr. Narendra Modi's attitude, Mr. Narendra Modi's behavior, and Mr. Narendra Modi's politics. Whether he likes it or not is a different issue. Whether it is he is fighting and trying to get more seats, pull people and all is a different issue. But as on now, there is a difference between what Mr. Narendra Modi was and what Mr. Narendra Modi is. And that difference is showing. Ram Madhav, who was completely sidelined, a very, very important person from RSS who had joined Bharatiya Janata Party. Bharatiya Janata Party had made him the head of Jammu and Kashmir and all that. And then he was just thrown out. Now he's back. He's back. And this reporting and talking to RSS and, showing report cards to RSS and all, which I told you before. If you see my editorial, if you haven't, please, I will attach that link below. That report card and all, that is back. There's some people now are going and showing RSS. So BJP is now visibly trying to appease RSS. That is happening. So Modi has come down a little. But I don't think Dr. Mohan Bhagwat is satisfied with that. Mr. Mohan Bhagwat wants more. Now, just before I conclude, let me also tell you that it is not that Vajpayee had a great relationship with the then Sarasanga Chalak, that is Sudarshan. It is not that he had a great relationship, but the benefit that Mr. Vajpayee had is that Mr. Sudarshan, who was the then RSS chief, didn't go out and talk against Mr. Vajpayee or didn't go out and, kind of spike Mr. Vajpayee and all that. All that didn't happen. But they also didn't have the best of relationship. That being said, this camp business and, trying to get into politics, each other's politics and all that also didn't happen. To that extent, this is not something that is happening new, and that is exactly why I am saying that Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS can never be seen as two different units. It will never be. So to conclude, a lot of you all must have felt that my narrative in the last 6 minutes is slightly self-contradictory. But then what I want to draw your attention to is we have to see Bharatiya Janata Party and Narendra Modi separately. The thought that Narendra Modi is Bharatiya Janata Party and Bharatiya Janata Party is Narendra Modi is what is currently being built, but that is the idea that RSS is trying to combat. For RSS, it is not necessary that Narendra Modi is BJP and BJP is Narendra Modi. That is point number one. Point number two is when I say that RSS will support Bharatiya Janata Party, RSS will support Bharatiya Janata Party. But will RSS stand by with that same strength and vigor for Narendra Modi is the question. And that possible answer is no. No, because Sarasanga Chalak and his camp will definitely ensure or definitely wouldn't want to back Narendra Modi like they backed before, single-handedly, like a single unit. They may not be backing. And that's the point I wanted to make today. So this is what I wanted to conclude my editorial with. I hope I have made my point clear to my viewers. And till I see you next time, that's tomorrow. Namaskar.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.